Hello, this is an LC Creations tutorial, and today I am going to show you guys and everyone my tutorial on getting started with Windows. So for those of you who have computers and you want to know how to organize your computer and how to organize your files that you have on your computer and everything, and want to learn how to work with Windows and edit files and play around with Windows and just learn how Windows works, this tutorial is a tutorial on the basics of how to work with Windows, the basics of how to work Windows. Now, for those people, you might also consider watching my tutorials on Bridge that I have, or that I'm going to have, and yeah, you might consider watching that. So Bridge is a free software online. It's by Adobe. It's by a software or a company named Adobe. So if you want to download it, you'd have to go to the Adobe website and download Bridge. And I will also show you guys a tutorial on how to get Bridge and where to get it. And after that, anyway, I messed up my tutorial right there. So anyway, let me get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is, okay, so when you log on to your computer, this is what you see. You have your desktop background, and you have your desktop right here. You have everything on your desktop. So, you have these icons down here. You have your taskbar now, and you have your start button now. Those of you who have Windows 7 and 8, this is, of course, as you can see, it's Windows 10. If you don't know that, which is okay if you don't, that's fine. Some people aren't computer smart, and that's not a bad thing. Anyway, but I want to let you guys know that I have Windows 10, and so for those of you who have Windows 7 and 8, do not fear, do not worry. I am not going to show you things that only Windows 10 can do. I will try my best, at least, to show you things that is compatible with 7, 8, and 9. And Vista is the version before Windows 7. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you anything that you can do with Vista. Now, most of the things, are all compatible with Vista. But anyway, I'm getting off subject. Let me get started. So, to get started, you're going to want to find the icon on your taskbar. In Windows 10, it looks like the one I have right here that my mouse is over. But in Windows 7, it looks like this. It's very similar, but it looks a little bit different. So go ahead and find that icon, click on it, and this is what shows up. You kind of have your frequent folders, and you have yeah. Now in Windows why can't I think of what I'm trying to say? In Windows 7 and 8, I believe it just shows up with just your pictures, your music folder, and probably your desktop and your documents. Or it shows up with other icons. It just shows up with 4 of them. Now this is what it looks like in Windows 10. So in Windows in here, I'm going to show you guys basically. I'm going to go to my pictures, or my desktop, and I'm going to show you how to organize files. So first of all, when you open a folder, everything you see with this icon, whatever has this icon on it, this folder looking icon, it's a folder. So to open up a folder, you double click. If you want to go back, you can go over here. There should be a button back here. You just go ahead and you click back. You can also go in here, and you can also see this thing on the top here. This thing is called the directory to all your to where your files are. So if you go into desktop, or if you go to a folder where you have pictures that you want to edit, or you want to view or look at, or just some random files, I'm going to go into a folder in my computer, and I'm going to show you guys. These are some. Let me go into a different one. These are some pictures that I have. That I am in a yearbook class at my school, so I'm a part of yearbook, and I have these pictures because I have to work on yearbook. So don't judge me if that's bad in any way, shape, or form, but I have to have these pictures. I'm working on it. So anyway, because I have these pictures, I'm going to use these as an example to show you guys some stuff. So first of all, now in Windows, you can also, you see this thing on the top, this bar, it says this PC desktop items Pix2. Now these are all the folders that you clicked on to get into this folder. So say that Pix2 is in desktop items. Now if you click on this, you get this weird looking thing with these slash signs. That's the same exact thing, but this is called a file directory. So that's what this is called. So if I wanted to go into this folder without clicking on it, which is in the Pix2 folder, I could put in another slash, type in another slash, hold on, type in another slash, and type in lightened and edited. So it'll come up down here. So once I click on that, it'll open me up into that folder, which is pretty cool. Now this folder has nothing in it because it says this folder is empty, but you can also, you don't always have to click on this back arrow. You can go back and forward, but if you click on this stuff up here, you have the different like folders that you can actually click on. So if I wanted to go back into the folder that is in this, if I wanted to go back to the folder that contains this folder that is called lightened and edited that I'm in right now, you click Pix2, and then you go back to that area. If I wanted to go all the way back to my desktop, instead of having to go back to desktop items, then desktop, I could click desktop, and then it'll go all the way back there. So go and kind of just dabble with this thing right here. Oh, and by the way, if I'm going too fast in my tutorials, please let me know. Or, not let me know, I mean, please, you can just, like, pause the tutorial or whatever. If I am going too fast, actually, yes, let me know in the comments of YouTube or whatever, just let me know. But, I will try to make my tutorial slower if you need. Anyway, so, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into this folder and I'm going to look at these icons right here. So, first of all, when you get this, when you click on a file or a folder and you see this blue thing around it, that means you're selecting a folder, which means you're able to do certain things with it. You can also sometimes get these arrows up here, or these check boxes up here, but we're going to learn how to select things, and we're going to learn what it does. So when I select something, I can right click on it, and you get this like menu thing right here, and basically what this is all your editing options and organization options specifically for this folder. You can open it, which means view the picture in software, or you could, I wouldn't click edit because it's just going to be a bunch of gibberish. It's not going to hurt your computer, it's just going to be weird. But you can look at your, oops, let me fix that, control. Oh, by the way, if you make a mistake, like such as deleting a file by accident, always click Control Z. Control Z is like your best friend. It undoes. When you can type Control Z on your keyboard, Control Z undoes everything you do. It's the undo key for the whole entire Windows, for everything you do on Windows. It is the undo button, or the undo key. So if you need to undo something, you click Control Z. So anyway, let's go back to this. When you right click on a file, you have all this stuff here. This is basically, these are all your options, like I said. So you can either copy the file, so say if I clicked copy, and then I right clicked on the white space right here, and then I go to paste, then it's going to paste the file and create a copy of that file. I could also do that, and then I could go over to here, and then I could go over to my desktop or go into another folder location, such as going and clicking into here, and then I could go paste. So basically you're taking the file that is in here and you're copying it into here. So it's both in here and it's in this folder. I could also delete this file by going and clicking this. And if you want to delete a file, you go right click and you click delete. You can also rename files or folders by right clicking on the file, and in here you can say rename. And then I could go ahead and I could rename this file Landon Creations, and then put it like that. So I can name it Landon Creations, or LC Creations. Also, when you click on the file and then you click, if you click on a file and then you click on the blue part where the text is, again, you'll have the blue highlighting thing where you're like doing that. So you can also select text, certain text. So say like if I selected this part and then you click backspace on your computer, it does that, or you could just do that. And then when you press enter, I'm going to rename this file. I'm going to name it back to normal. So I'm renaming it right now. You can either click anywhere on your computer, or you could just simply type in enter on your computer and it will go away. So that way you successfully renamed your file. So the other thing in Windows is I'm going to show you how to select files, multiple files at once. So say when you select a file, you can only pretty much select one file at once to you right now. But actually you can select multiple files, more than one file at once. And to do that, you can go like this, put your mouse in a white area, like this right over here. Put your mouse in a white area, hold your mouse, and then drag it around the screen, and you get this thing, and it makes multiple pictures turn blue. So basically you're selecting these. You can also select folders by holding shift, and then say if I wanted to select every picture that goes in this direction till this picture right here, I can select them and it'll go like that. If I wanted to skip a picture, I could hold control and I could select every other picture. So when I hold control, the control key on my computer, on my keypad, this is what happens. I can select multiple pictures at once without selecting the ones in between those. And then say if I wanted to delete all those pictures at once, I could delete them all at once. When they're selected, say I wanted to select all these, I could copy all these at once and then I could paste them in here. Now, moving files, I just click Control Z, by the way, to undo that, what I just did. Now, to move files is different. Say you didn't want to copy a file into a different location. You could select all your files and then take all your files and drag them, hold your mouse on to one of the files, onto the blue part, and drag your mouse when you're holding it into the folder that you want to move them into. Basically what it just did is it took all these files and moved them into this folder. That's what that does. So I'm just going to undo that. So I just click Control Z again, and that was the undo button. Control plus Z. And then it undid that and it put them back in here. So that's the other thing it can do. So Windows is pretty cool. There's tons and tons and tons of more different things that you can do in Windows, but these are mostly the basic things that you can do to learn how to use Bridge and other softwares, and this is how you can get used to Windows. So go ahead and don't do too much, but go ahead and create a folder with files in it, copy some files, paste them in a different folder like this, like just what I'm doing, and just play around with them. So that way you have the real files right here, but then you have some fake ones over here. That way you could just play around with your Windows, dabble with Windows, and just explore and just have fun with it and get used to it and learn as you go. I'm going to undo this by, again, clicking Control Z. Remember Control Z. That is your undo button. Always remember it. Always remember Control Z. So I have to tell you that. Always remember Control Z. It's your best friend. It undoes everything you do. Some things aren't undoable, but deleting things is undoable. Oh, Actually, there's one more thing I have to show you. On your desktop, you see this thing called Recycle Bin. Your Recycle Bin contains all the files that you deleted. Everything you delete goes into this Recycle Bin, which is like your trash can. So if I delete this picture, I just pressed the delete key on the keyboard. If I delete that picture, it goes into somewhere in here. It goes by alphabetical order, but it'll go somewhere in here. So see DSC0001.jpg, that goes in there. If I wanted to undo that, I could click restore or simply Control Z. Or if I wanted to, I could take all the things in this thing, and I could delete them, and I could empty the recycle bin, so that way I have more space on my computer. It's a very, very good organization skill. And by the way, if you want to select all things on your in a folder, and you don't want to have to go like this and go all the way down a list, like say there's tons of pictures down here and you have to just keep going and going, click Control A, and that selects every picture automatically. And if you right click like that, it unselects everything. So excuse me. So that is how Windows works. And now my next tutorial will be about how to work